Welcome to TYTSports, Francis, Maxwell and Ben.
Do it better. Just kidding. Go ahead.
All right, welcome to TYTSports, Francis, Maxwell and Ben Mankewicz.
The first one was
all right, I'll do it
better.
back. Welcome Sports TYT, Ben Mankewicz here, Sports Mankewicz here, Francis here. So we're going to talk about Luis Suarez, his ban. The headlines are stating that his ban has been upheld. What?
What the fuck was that intro?
No, I was fucking around.
That was more fucking around.
It was funny. We're still going.
Man, do we need to spell out humour to you, Jason?
Jason,
Come on. 21st century humour here. Now we need to go back
Now
because
we-
the viewers are
now
going
we have to do
go
it
back
again.
because the viewers
Right.
are going to be like, oh. All right.
Not that funny.
Welcome to TYT Sports for our fourth intro. Thanks a lot, Jason. Francis, Maxwell, Ben Mankewicz. So, the Suarez ban, the headlines read, Suarez's ban upheld, but I disagree.
Yeah, that was a peculiar headline. I mean, obviously, was it FIFA who makes this decision?
Yeah.
And so they upheld the 4-month ban on games.
Yes.
But they they changed it. His ban was changed, would be the accurate headline.
Sorry to correct you, it's not FIFA, it's the Court of Arbitration. Is that
Court
how
of
it's
Arbitration.
called? Arbitration.
Okay, so
arbitration. All right.
Okay, so-
arbitration for sport. So
For where? For what?
for sport. Exactly. Court of Arbitration for sport, not sports. All right. Well, I mean, the decision for Suarez was made on this incident. Wait, or was it this incident? No. Actually, sorry, we got it wrong. Right, it was this incident. Okay, there it is. So, 3 bans.
That's unbelievable.
Right, three
that he bit
times
yeah.
his mouth had
Yeah.
clamped down on another person's body. So I do this.
Oh
all right.
my
So
God.
take this. We're hosting TYT. I come in and you know what? I feel like I'm going to bite Ben today. I bite you once, right? So then you enjoy it. All right. So then the second time I bite you again, and then we get banned. I get took out of the studio for a little bit, slapped in the wrist. I do it 3 times, and then I get a big ban. So you just completely discard me from hosting, as you said outside. They completely discard me from hosting. Then I appeal and I come back and say, you know what? You're not hosting, but you can go and film locked out though. You're not allowed in the studio, but you can film locked out.
And that's essentially what they've done because they have let him practice with the team,
Yes.
or as you guys for some reason say, train.
Training.
So they let him practice with the team, and he can play in exhibitions, which the friendlies don't really matter, except that if you combine that with the training, you think now that Barcelona will add a bunch of friendlies,
they will.
so that after 4 months, the first game back is against
Real Madrid.
Real
What a coincidence.
Yeah, so all of a sudden he's played in friendlies and he's been practicing. He's going to be ready for that game. If this had been a lesser La Liga team or a Midland Premier League team, do you think there's any chance they would have changed this ban?
No way. As I said to you before in this conversation, and it is a subject that I don't understand why it's been changed. If this is, as I said, if this is a low-level player who has just done this 3 times, his appeal would have been discarded before he's even made the appeal. They would have just been like, don't joke around here, you've done this 3 times. It's Luis Suarez, which for FIFA and the court here and UEFA, everything means cha-ching. It just means that he can now play in friendlies. Whoa, that's more money we can make from friendlies. Or he can play in international games because international friendlies appear often because they don't have enough time to constantly prepare for these games. They don't train full time with each other, so they need friendly games. So he's going to play in friendly games for Uruguay. So he can now even play in the friendly match, which is in the Joan Gamper Trophy exhibition this weekend.
So he can play this weekend.
Yeah, because it's an exhibition.
It makes them seem weak, and also, because we know FIFA is incredibly corrupt. It's not hard to imagine that the Court of Arbitration for Sport is also weak. It just doesn't look. If you think the 4-month suspension was sufficient, this is basically still a 4-month suspension, certainly in terms of pay. But obviously, they have thrown them a bone to have him as ready to play as quickly as possible when he comes back. Is cha-ching a phrase that people say in Scotland?
I don't know, I just kind of thought it was the right time to say it.
It's with a Scottish accent, it sounds super weird.
I wish we'd have a voiceover that could have the machine instead, and I would have had to embarrass myself.
So I agree with you. It seems
He agrees with me.
It does. Well, it seems like a weak move, and it just what it does also is because one could argue that the 4-month suspension was insufficient because some of that suspension obviously is covered by time when nobody's playing, right? There's no games happening this last month after the World Cup. So why wouldn't you start the suspension maybe at the beginning of the La Liga season?
Of course.
Then all of a sudden he's missing half the season. at least, if not more. That's a serious suspension. Because that suspension, because of the timing of it, made it seem a little bit weak, or worse than a little bit weak, false strength. Like, we're suspending him for 4 months, even though the first month and a half nobody's playing anything anyway. Right, it's like suspending people from vacation.
Yeah.
So now to have that minimized a little bit seems particularly weak.
Yeah.
All the more reason why maybe you wanted to hammer it with a longer suspension, so that if it was reduced, it would still be more substantive.
Yeah. So to conclude on it, he's suspended now for 4 months. He can train. He can get like match ready for what game again? Oh yeah, one of the highest income games in the game, the El Clasico between Madrid and Barcelona. So he will be ready, and I guarantee he'll play that game. That'll be his first game back. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Ben.